Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. I love you all, and I don't make videos on Saturday of Shabbat. I use that day as a day of rest and just relax with my family. And me and Bella are just gonna make another video for you guys. Yeah, Bella Bean? Are you ready, Bella Bean? Are you ready, Bella Bean? Huh? Okay. And I'm going to continue on with the series Fall of Babel at the end of days. But first, I would like to say, I haven't had a lot of time to really do much. I have been doing the work of Yah. I spread the word every day except for the day of Shabbat. But the rest of the time, I spend working with my family, on family matters and trying to get things situated. And the last 3 days before yesterday, my husband had 0 dashes. So he's a door dasher, so that was horrible. And the phone's been acting up and not sending him dashes. But I just want to do one more lesson today. We are about finished with this book. We are getting right through it. But I will continue on with Sunday Origins as the next book that I will be reading. We are on Why Were the Children Scattered? Psalms 107, 1 through 11. Give thanks to Yahuwah, for he is good, for his kindness is everlasting. Let the redeemed of Yahuwah say so, whom he has redeemed from the hand of the adversary, and gathered out of the lands from east and from west, from north and from south. They wandered in a wilderness, in a desert way. They found no city to dwell in. Hungry and thirsty, their being in them grew faint. Then they cried out to Yahuwah in their distress. He delivered them out of their troubles, and he girded them by the right way to go to a city to settle. Let him give thanks to Yahuwah for his kindness and his wonders to the children of men. For he has satisfied a longing being, and has filled the hungry being with goodness. Some sat in darkness and in the shadows of death, bound in affliction and in irons, because they rebelled against the words of all, and despised the counsel of the Most High. Fact, they are known today as Samaritans, and referred to in Scripture as the house of Israel, as distinct from the house of Yehudah. The house of Israel was also referred to by the name of the dominant tribe, Ephraim. She always falls asleep every time I read and do a lesson. Yahuwah is good. The house of Israel. Okay, the tribe received the blessing of the firstborn from Yaakov was Ephraim, whom Yahuwah renamed Israel. Fact: the first time the word Jew, meaning Yehudi, is used in Scripture, 2 Kings 16:6, pertaining to a war between the house of Yehudah and the house of Israel. Fact: the reason the house of Israel, northern tribes, was in trouble, they departed from the Torah of Yahuwah. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions, I have dealt with them and hidden my face from them. Quiet! Roscoe! False shrine or temple and priesthood at Mount Gerizim added at an 11th commandment. The 11th commandment in the Samaritan Pentateuch: you shall worship Yahuwah your ALAHIM in Mount Gerizim. They added to the word of Yahuwah. You're not supposed to add or take away from the word of Yah. Sorry, guys. You are being bad. Stop it right now. Go lay down. Roscoe, go lay down. Now. Go, lay down. You beast, lay down. Okay. My apologies, Miss Paka. And you woke up your sister. You know they have bingo downstairs, right? Yeah. It's kind of strange that, and kind of an abomination to Yahuwah that is going on underneath me right now. They start at, when it starts to get dark, they started at like 5 or 7, bingo, gambling on Shabbat. Right underneath. Another fact. Wait. Okay, I read that fact about the 11th commandment in the Samaritan Pentateuch. You shall worship Yahuwah your ALAHIM in Mount Gerizim. They added to the word of Yahuwah. Okay, ask a Christian. What do you consider to be the most sacred seasons of the year for religious reasons? The answer they may give put them in the same apostate situation that Israel found themselves as described above. Above, right there. The physical regathering will not be accomplished by the arm of men. It's not a fleshly thing, it's a spiritual thing. But only by Yahusha at his return. See Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 3 and Yechezkel or Ezekiel chapters 37 and 48. All Israel is in captivity currently, including the remnant that has moved themselves back into the land, facilitated by the UN. Those in the land before the regathering have serious problems ahead. Excarnation, eaten by birds, sky death. Ezekiel 39:17 through 29. And you, son of man, thus said the Master Yahuwah, speak to every sort of bird, and to every beast of the field. Assemble yourselves, and come gather from all around to my offering, which I am slaughtering for you, a great offering, on the mountains of Yasharal. And you shall eat flesh and drink blood. Eat the flesh of the mighty, drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams and lambs, of goats and bulls, all of them fatlings of Bashan. And you shall eat fat till you are filled, and drink blood till you are drunk, at my offering which I am slaughtering for you. And you shall be satisfied at my table with horses and riders, with mighty men, and with all the men of battle, declares the Master Yahuwah. And I shall set my esteem among the Goyim, or among the nations. And all Goyim shall see my judgment, which I have executed, in my hand, which I have laid on them. And the house of Yasharal shall know that I am Yahuwah, their ALAHIM, from that day onward. And the Goyim, or nations, shall know that the house of Israel went into exile for their crookedness, because they have trespassed against me. So I hid my face from them. And I gave them into the hand of their adversaries. And they all fell by the sword. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions, I have dealt with them and hidden my face from them. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahuwah, now I am going to bring back the captives of Yaakov, and I shall have compassion on all the house of Israel, and shall be jealous for my set-apart name. And they shall have borne their shame and all their trespass they committed against me, when they dwell safely in their own land, with none to make them afraid, when I have brought them back from the peoples and gathered them out of the lands of their enemies. And I shall be set apart in them before the eyes of many nations, or many Goyim. And they shall know that I am Yahuwah, their ALAHIM, who sent them into exile among the nations, or the Goyim, and then gathered them back to their own land, and left none of them behind. And no longer do I hide my face from them. For I shall have poured out my spirit onto the house of Israel, declares the Master Yahuwah. Yirmiyahu, or Jeremiah 10:25. Pour out your wrath on the nations, or the Goyim, who do not know you, and on the tribes who do not call on your name. For they have eaten up Yaakov, devoured him and consumed him, and laid waste his home. The whole nation of Israel is currently in captivity, but awakening. As the prodigal son in the pigsty, the return to the Father's household is not the land, but his covenant. When the fullness of those returning to Torah is complete, Yahushua will return to receive us to himself, the regathering of us. To the Torah and the testimony, if they do not speak according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Yashayahu, or Isaiah 8:20. Torah is the relationship with Yahuwah, not a religion about him. The covenant or marriage contract, BRITH, or to cut. Exodus 20:1-17. Aseret ha-Devarim, or Devarim. 10 words. Yahuwah's covenant, our wedding vows. And ALAHIM spoke all these words. 1. I am Yahuwah, your ALAHIM, who brought you out of Mitzrayim, or Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other ALAHIM before my face. 2. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, Yahuwah, your ALAHIM, am a jealous ALAHIM, punishing the children for the sin of the fathers to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. 3. You shall not cast Nasa, or send, Nasa, the name of Yahuwah your ALAHIM to ruin, Shoah, destruction, ruin. For Yahuwah will not hold anyone guiltless who casts his name to ruin, or to naught. 4. Remember the Shabbat day by keeping it Kodesh. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Shabbat to Yahuwah your ALAHIM. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your manservant or maidservant, nor your animals, nor the alien within your gates. For in 6 days Yahuwah made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and he rested on the 7th day. Therefore Yahuwah blessed the Shabbat day and made it Kodesh. 5. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land of Yahuwah your ALAHIM is giving you. The land Yahuwah your ALAHIM is giving you. 6. You shall not murder. 2 words. Lo ratsak means no kill, take life. 7. You shall not break wedlock. 2 words. Lo na'af. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. No break wedlock. 8. You shall not steal. 2 words. Lo ganab means no stealing. 9. You shall not bear malicious testimony against your neighbor. 10. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his his donkey or ox, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. The secret of Yahuwah is with those who fear him, and he makes his covenant known to them. Psalm 25:14. The Natsarim carry the covenant to the nations. Therefore, go and make taught ones of all the nations, immersing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the set-apart Spirit, or the Ruach HaKodesh, teaching them to guard all that I have commanded you. And see, I am with you always until the end of the age. Matthew 28:19 and 20. The lost tribes of Yasharal or Israel. Scattered among the nations, we are hearing our shepherd's voice. Return to the covenant, and he will end our captivity. Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 3:12 through 23. Go and proclaim these words towards the north, and say, Return, O backsliding Yasharal, declares Yahuwah. I shall not look on you in displeasure, for I am kind, declares Yahuwah, and I do not bear a grudge forever. Only acknowledge your crookedness, because you have transgressed against Yahuwah your Alahim, and have scattered your ways to strangers under every green tree. And you have not obeyed my voice, declares Yahuwah. Return, O backsliding children, declares Yahuwah, for I shall rule over you, Yasharal, or Yisharah, and shall take you, one from a city and two from a clan, and shall bring you to Zion. And I shall give you shepherds according to my heart, and they shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. At that time Jerusalem shall be called the throne of Yahuwah, and all the nations shall be gathered to it, to the name of Yahuwah, to Jerusalem, and no longer walk after the stubbornness of their evil heart. In those days the house of Yehudah shall go to the house of Yisharal, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given as an inheritance to your fathers. But I said, how would I put you among the children and give you a pleasant land, a splendid inheritance of the hosts of nations? And I said, call me my father, and do not turn away from me. But indeed, as a wife betrays her husband, so have you betrayed me, O house of Yisharal, declares Yahuwah. A voice was heard on the bare heights, weeping, supplications of the children of Yisharal, because they have perverted their way, they have forgotten Yahuwah their Alahim. Return, O backsliding children, I shall make your backslidings cease. Stop. See, we have come to you, for you are Yahuwah our Alahim. Truly, delusion comes from the high hills, the noisy throngs on the mountains. Truly, in Yahuwah our Alahim is the deliverance of Yisharal. Mountains, a word indicating nations. And those from among you shall build the old waste places, and you shall raise up the foundations of many generations. And you would be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of streets to dwell in. Yashayahu or Isaiah 58:12. Seek and save who? Yahusha came to seek and to save that which was lost. His ambassadors today are driven to seek that which was lost and to raise up tribes of Israel to the Torah in the last days. In these last days. They're upon us. Even while in captivity among the Goyim, or the nations. Our deliverer will reach to the ends of the earth to hunt down those who are lost. And he says, shall it be a small matter for you to be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Yaakov, to bring back the preserved ones of Yisharal? And I shall give you as a light to the nations, or to the Goyim, to be my deliverance to the ends of the earth. Yashayahu, Isaiah 49:6. An incomparable event. Unsurpassed, matchless, and unequaled will be the regathering. Bella, you're good. You're good. Will be the regathering of the scattered tribes of Yisharal. And it shall be, when you declare to this people all these words, and they shall say to you, why has Yahuwah pronounced all this great evil against us? And what is our crookedness, and what is our sin that we have committed against Yahuwah our Alahim? Then you shall say to them, because your fathers have forsaken me, declares Yahuwah, and have walked after other mighty ones, and served them, and bowed themselves to them, and have forsaken me, and did not guard my Torah. And you have done more evil than your fathers, for look, each one walks according to the stubbornness of his own evil heart, without listening to me. So I shall throw you out of this land into a land that you do not know, neither you nor your fathers. And there you shall serve other mighty ones day and night, where I show you no favor. Therefore see, the days are coming, declares Yahuwah, when it is no longer said, Yahuwah lives, who brought up the children of YISHARA from the land of Mitzrayim, or Egypt. But Yahuwah lives, who brought up the... Okay, I read that, I'm sorry. Oh, no, I didn't. But Yahuwah lives, who brought up the children of YISHARA from the land of the north, and from all the lands where he had driven them. For I shall bring them back into their land, and I gave to their fathers. See, I am sending for many fishermen, fishers of men, declares Yahuwah, and they shall fish them. And after that I shall send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. For my eyes are on all their ways. They have not been hidden from my face, nor has their crookedness been hidden from my eyes. And first I shall repay double for their crookedness and their sin, because they have defiled my land with the dead bodies of their disgusting matters, and have filled my inheritance with their abominations, idols. Just like the demonic statue they just put in memoriam of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, yes, because of her pro-choice. She's pro-abortion, so they put the statue there because of the changing times. A demonic statue is an abomination. My land, okay, that's an abomination in his land, or an example of one. Very good example of one that they just put up in New York City. Yahuwah, my strength and my stronghold and my refuge in the day of distress, the Goyim or nations shall come to you from the ends of the earth and say, our fathers have inherited only falsehood, futility, and there is no value in them. Would a man make mighty ones for himself, which are not mighty ones? Therefore, see, I am causing them to know. This time I cause them to know my hand and my might. And they shall know that my name is Yahuwah. Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 16:10-21. The sealing of the tribes in the name of Yahuwah is happening. This is Yahuwah, his name in Hebrew, above the menorah. The two witnesses and two trees. The menorah or lampstand represents a tree with branches, and its light is a metaphor for the Torah or instructions of Yahuwah, a primary symbol of Yahusha and Israel. This tree can only bear good fruit. The message of the two witnesses in the last days will be worldwide and occur during the Great Tribulation or the Great Distress. These witnesses are trees bearing good fruit. The tree used to symbolize Israel is in Scripture is the fig tree. But later we read of two olive trees due to the Assyrian and Babylonian scattering of Israel's two houses. 722 BCE, 586 BCE. Israel will one day become one tree. The joined houses of Yehuda and Ephraim. But for now, these two houses are scattered and separate, which Yahuwah says are his witnesses. Yahuwah is ALAHIM, not Allah, will be a very bold message when it is proclaimed from the most fought-over city on earth, Jerusalem, the city of peace. And it's spelled Yerushalom. That will be the first of 2 testimonies. The second testimony will be that we are Yahuwah's witnesses. 2 olive trees. Zechariah 4:11 through 14. Then I responded and said to him, what are these 2 olive trees, one at the right of the menorah and the other at its left? And I responded a second time and said to him, what are these 2 olive branches, which empty golden oil from themselves by means of the 2 gold pipes? And he answered me and said, do you not know what these are? And I said, no, my master. And he said, these are the 2 menorot, literally 2 lamp oil sons, who stand beside the master of all the earth. See also Matthew 17:3-4 and Revelation 11:3-10. The last sentence in the above verse was written about 520 BCE and is found again in Revelation 11, describing the 2 witnesses. Revelation 11:3 and 4. And I shall give unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clad in sackcloth, grieving, mourning, humility. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampstands that are standing before the ALAHIM of the earth. Whether called lampstands, olive trees, or witnesses, all refer to Israel as Torah teachers. Yahusha said he is the light of the world. Yet also declared that those following him and observing Torah were the light of the world. Yahuwah is within us. Matthew 5:14-17. You are the light of the world. It is impossible for a city to be hidden on a mountain, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it shines to all those in the house. Let your light so shine before men, so that they see your good works and praise your Father who is in the heavens. Do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. After what you have just read, how can teachers think Yahusha came to destroy the everlasting covenant or obey it for us? Immediately after speaking of being the light of the world, Yahusha discusses good works and then warns us to not think he came to do away with the Torah, the commandments. The light is the Torah. Proverbs 6:23. For the command is a lamp, and the Torah a light, and reproofs of discipline a way of life. Isaiah 8:20. To the Torah and to the witness. If they do not speak according to this word, it is because they have no light of dawn. The next part of the lesson is 2 witnesses required for a death penalty. Okay. For millennia, mankind has worshipped falsely and lived without Yahuwah's Torah. For this, the earth will be judged, and all those whose names are not found in the scroll of life will be expunged from existence forever, in eternal death. Because the penalty is death, a minimum of 2 witnesses is required, as prescribed in Torah at Deuteronomy 17:6 and 19:15. 2 Torah witnesses. And Matthew 26:60. A witness is a testimony or legal declaration. When we have received Yahusha, the mediator of the covenant, to live within us in our hearts and minds are sealed for the day of redemption. The mediator of the covenant to live within us, our hearts and minds are sealed for the day of redemption. We are no longer under the penalty of death, but walk in a newness of life in Yahusha, the living Torah or living word. Again, we see... What? It fell off. Great. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, I had to pause it for a minute. Okay, so we walk in the newness of life in Yahusha, the living Torah or living word. Again, we see that it is the disciple whom Yahusha loved that teaches us about a witness. Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. But he said to me, See, do not do it. I am your fellow servant and of your brothers who possess the witness of Yahusha. Worship ALAHIM, for the witness of Yahusha is the spirit of prophecy. The next section is Prophecy 101. Google Reapers by Lou White, and that's the last book that I read on my for lessons on my channel. And before that, I read Fossilized Customs. And it shall be in the last Yomim, or the last days, that says ALAHIM, that I shall pour out of my Ruach on all flesh, or pour out my Ruach on all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And also on my male servants and on my female servants, I shall pour out my Ruach in these Yomim, or in these days. And they shall prophesy, and I shall show wonders in the heavens above, and signs in the arets beneath. Blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun in the sky shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the coming of the great and splendid Yom, or day of Yahuwah. And it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of Yahuwah shall be delivered. Acts 2:17 through 21. And this is a link for fossilizedcustoms.com/reapers. Investigate further. The reapers are coming. Next time I will read Secret of Yahuwah Ending, Temporal Portal, Who is the Bride of Mashiach Yahusha, The Pillars, Steeples will fall with Babel. Receive Yahusha's Torah vision. He is our only teaching authority. And I'll give you guys a preview right here. Steeple people. And turned aside to myths. And I possibly will have time to read How Teachers Confuse too. I usually read about 7 to 14 pages, so I should be able to read that far. Everyone have a restful, amazing, wonderful Shabbat. We love you all, Mishpaka.
You gotta wait at least 20 minutes.
Shabbat Shalom.